Revati, not able to hear you, Revati.
So
can you please continue, Nelson? Yeah, please.
yeah. So now I invite Ms. Anu Gupta to kindly share a few words about the DEPwD presentation. Anu?
Okay, I hope I am audible and also visible for some time. Good morning, everyone. Many thanks, Nelson and Revati, for convening this workshop and inviting us to do this. Kaustabi, our lead person who's looking at this work, will come in soon, but I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone. This is a really exciting program that we are doing. One of the first of its kind, where we are trying to encourage people with disabilities, both in terms of quality and the quantity of the inputs to go in NAPS. DEPwD, I'll just say a few words. We are currently part of the British High Commission. Many of you may hear we are going to change our stand in the next few days. We are a UK government's ministry and looking at international development across many countries. If you move on to the next slide, I'll just take on. So we have a bilateral program with the Ministry of Finance. It's a G2G arrangement and we have many projects under it. And Kaustabi will talk to you about the Skills for Job project under which this program is running. We have many streams that we work on, sectors, and skills is one of them, which is a big sector for our expertise. I'm just checking. So, Kaustabi, if you can move the slide one bit, please. And we are doing technical assistance. What this means is that we don't provide monies in the form of grants. We help in providing services, also in helping in giving good best practices from the UK and other places. We work in close partnership with Ministry of Skills Development institutions. So maybe Kaustabi will take you through, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling too well. So Kaustabi will take you through the program details as well as why disability work is extremely important for us. I'm going to be here and very happy to answer any questions at the end of this. And I'm eagerly looking forward to the interaction today. Thank you. Kaustabi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Anu. And huge thanks to Leonard Cheshire for SCPWD, NSDC, RDAT, and also National Institute colleagues, who are supporting this whole initiative. This is very timely, and I think this is the need of the hour with, rising disability numbers of the number of youth in the country is rising. It's important that we pay attention to this theme and try to mainstream them in the entire apprenticeship ecosystem. So I'll quickly talk to you about DEPwD skills program. DEPwD, many of you would know and many of you would not know, is running various programs in the country using different financial instruments across sectors like urban, health, financial services, entrepreneurship, startups. And but this program, which is DEPwD Skills for Jobs, we are focusing on 4 to 5 sectors, which are automotive, renewable energy, construction, aerospace and aviation, electric vehicle. The kind of services.
Sorry, Kaustabi, your screen is not moving. So you are still on the first slide. Perhaps you need to do full screen and also move the slides. Or there is a lag.
Are you able to see the new slides?
No, at least not me. Can anybody else in the chat or come unmute and tell? I can see only the cover slide. And also
Yes,
it's not
are you able to see
can see
the
only
new
the
slide?
first slide.
If I have some,
Yeah.
That's strange.
I have
So
some.
Kaustavi, you also make it full screen.
Yeah, if you start the slideshow, it will.
At my end, it's moving and it's on full screen. Let me try again.
Now it is gone altogether.
Yeah, I have. I'm trying again because.
Okay.
Are you able to see now?
Yeah.
Yes, you are now on slide 3, but it's still not full screen.
Mode. Can you please make it a slideshow mode, please?
If you press F5,
I have.
So when you do slideshow, we can also see the.
Are you able to see the slides moving?
no, I think
Not yet. We are on slide 3 and we can see it in the slideshow format, not the full screen.
Finally, good.
I think sometimes when you share screen for some computers, you will have to share the slideshow screen specifically.
Yeah,
So
I'm
there will
doing
be two
that.
screens.
Okay, is it showing now?
No, it's still in presenter view.
It's in the presenter view. Okay, in your screen, can you click on the bottom? Can you click on the slideshow stuff? It is not clicked as of now. It is in the view.
No,
only.
I am, and it is moving at my end, but somehow it is not showing in the.
Sometimes the share screen has to be specifically shared as the slideshow screen. So
Just
Okay.
It goes on.
presenter
can you otherwise,
We'll put it. Ask Dina. Okay. Post out the inauguration.
just can you show the screen otherwise, the presentation?
Yeah, I will share the screen. I will share the screen for her.
Just can you show the screen otherwise? Yeah, please do that.
share screen has to be specifically shared as the slideshow screen. So
Yeah, I will share the screen. I
Okay,
will share
I'm
the screen for
trying
her.
again. Is it okay?
Yes, yes, please.
Are you able to see it?
Still not in the
Still, it is not
slideshow
on.
mode.
Would you like to? Take up my slides and show the way we were planning earlier?
Yeah, yeah, yes, please. Please stop sharing. We will show.
I think maybe my system is not allowing.
Still, it is not on.
Yes.
Are you able to see the screens moving now?
Just please continue. Open the presentation and make it into a slideshow, please.
Yes, I have made it already.
No,
It's not coming up, Jis.
Are you able to see?
No,
the screen. We have to share.
no, the PowerPoint hasn't come up, Jis.
I'm trying it once again. Okay. What about now?
I'm just waiting. Yes, it's on. It's on, Jis.
Fine,
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, so I was talking about skills. I was talking about Skills for Jobs program, which DEPwD is currently carrying out across India. These are the sectors that we are targeting. I'm repeating again, which are automotive, construction, aerospace and aviation, electric vehicle. But apart from these, our focus is also on skills development for persons with disability and improving employment generation for women. We provide technical assistance support which means that we are working directly with the Government of India through a G2G MOU between the two governments, Government of India and the British government, to share UK best practices, to provide technical assistance support to help the Government of India in implementing their schemes in the most effective manner. Next slide, please. Yeah, can you move on to the next slide? Yes. So this is a statistics of the disability population, and most of you who are here in this webinar today are more than familiar with us about the disability figures. This was a census of 2011, but we all know that the numbers are much higher, and it is very important at this juncture to try and mainstream as many youth as possible in the apprenticeship and long-term and short-term training ecosystem of India, so that they are able to generate and have employment opportunities for themselves. Next slide, please. So some of the challenges that we have looked at and designed our interventions have been based on the challenges that the persons with disability are facing in the skilling ecosystem. So first is there are lack of early interventions. There are they're losing out on initial years where there is no focused learning or teaching provided to them. They are not part of the schemes from the beginning itself. There are very few training opportunities for people with disabilities, with lack of trainers, lack of assessors who exactly know different sorts of 21 types of disabilities prevalent and recognized as per the Act in India. There are accessibility issues. In India, we don't have any issues of, training centers, ITIs. We have thousands of ITIs in the country. We have so many training partners in India. But how many institutes are accessible? How many courses are accessible is a question. And similarly, at the industry level, very few industry and the corporates are aware about the abilities of people with disabilities. So if you provide them some sort of accommodation, some sort of support, they can actually do jobs better than people who do not have disabilities. So this has been proven by certain sectors, certain industries, as we all know. Next step, next slide. Can we go to the next slide, please? So DEPwD has actually charted out interventions in disability space. Some of them include sensitization exercises. We're not able to see the presentation now. I can't see it on my screen.
Not it, just. Yeah.
A slide before this.
Okay. One second. It's delaying, I think.
Can you go on a slide before this, please?
It's getting delayed, I think. I have already gone to that. There is a
Okay,
delay.
so I'll still continue. So DEPwD has carried out interventions in improving skills development for disability in the last 1.5 years with different partners such as Sector Skills Council. We work very closely with Skills PwD. We are carrying out innovative pilots with ITI, let's say, for example, Rajkot ITI, where we're trying to create an ITI which is for persons with disability, and we expect in the long run it to be an inclusive ITI. All these interventions are being carried out using both Indian and UK expertise. We try to bring in best of UK examples, such as training methods, training techniques, to train on other disabilities. There was very minimal work done in intellectual disability space. So we tried to introduce training programs in the intellectual disability space. We're working with some of the pilots in intellectual disability space with partners like Muskan. We have National Association of Blind, working with Vishesh. So we tried to innovate a pilot program for mainstreaming youth with intellectual disability into the training ecosystem. We're working very closely with the NSDC for this particular Inclusive 100 program. So we've carried out several awareness exercises for assistive technology, which is the need of the hour in the country. So we have hosted a couple of sessions, using both UK and Indian expertise for spreading awareness about use of assistive technology for not only learning but also using them, while you're doing your job at the workplace. So with this, I would like to thank everyone and say that disability is a very important agenda for DFID, not only in India, but in the UK as well. And we are working using different levels with different stakeholders. And we want to implement and introduce new models wherein more and more people with disabilities become part of it and gain out of our programs. Thank you so much. Over to you, Revati. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Kaustabi, for that wonderful introduction and the great work that DFID is doing in India. And thanks, Anu, for joining this, and both of you. And we will move on to the next item in the agenda. We have a small intro about the work of Leonard Cheshire under the apprenticeship program. Jis, can you present my,
Yeah, 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, just. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to quickly move on this next one. So I would like to give you a quick intro about Leonard Cheshire and the work that we are doing for empowering persons with disabilities. Can you move on this? Yeah, so Leonard Cheshire, it is a pan-disability organization supporting individuals to live, learn and work as independently. Can you go to as independently as they choose, whatever their ability is. So that is the overall vision of the organization, and it is a UK-based organization having members, network members of around 200 spread over in 54 countries, which comes under the umbrella of Global Alliance. And we work mainly on 4 major areas. One is the inclusive education, where we work with children with disabilities to get into mainstream schooling through a holistic approach, working with the children, working with the families, working with the school ecosystem and the government and the policy makers to make the education system, especially at the primary level. And we have a major program where we look at the economic inclusion as a major thing, that is inclusive employment and livelihoods, which we have been working in different countries through this economic inclusion program, working with the skilling institutions and employers, private sector and public sector employers, to make their inclusive workplaces and HR practices so that persons with disabilities could get into employment or set up their own businesses. And we also focus on the youth leadership building and advocacy, where the young persons with disabilities are empowered to take leadership roles and be part of the mainstream society, providing, bringing voice to the programs and the work that is happening in the country, being part of the National Plan of Actions and the task forces. And we also work on the research, which is being led by a strong team, where we look at evidence building, working with the different national and the global institutions, ILO, World Bank, and other UN organizations. Of course, we also have been working very closely with DFID and managing the disability data portal. So that was the work that we were doing. And For last 6 months, we have been working on a project called Inclusion 100, which mainly focuses on promoting apprenticeship program for persons with disabilities, working very closely with the NSDC, the NAPS team, and SAPWD, and it is funded by DEPwD. So we are working in 6 states, that is Delhi, Haryana, Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Gujarat in India, and aiming to achieve a target of 1,150 people into the apprenticeship ecosystem, and then followed by getting them into regular employment. So, and as part of that process, we were also looking into the schemes and the Apprenticeship Act of 1961, and also the NAPS scheme and the portal, how accessibility is, how it can be improved. So that was one of the major work that we were focusing under this particular project. Move on, Jess. Hello?
Next slide, please.
Next slide, please. So under this, if you really look at, we had a good takeoff with interacting with different stakeholders, trying to understand, work with the employers who have already registered in the NAPS portal. So we started the project in January, and we started mobilizing candidates. And also started registering them in the portal, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, the COVID-19, we couldn't scale it up with the pace with which we wanted to, but now we are adapting the entire model into an online models that we are working on, and we are exploring the possibility of conducting online training sessions, preparing the candidates online by engaging with corporate volunteers and also with the skill training providers. Just move on, please. Next slide, please, Jess. So I just would like to say that this is going to be an interesting journey for us, and we would like to hear from the audience quite a lot about how this Inclusion 100 apprenticeship program can be strengthened, and we can take it for, we expect the government, we have all the key players for part of this ecosystem, apprenticeship ecosystem with us today. So we would like to listen to them and understand how we can strengthen the delivery model, and also reaching out to more persons with disabilities and employers into the apprenticeship in delivering this program. Thank you. And I request Dr. Nachiket to give his opening remarks, how NIPMET can be actively engaged in the apprenticeship program. Francis,
Yes.
over to you to introduce Dr. Nachiket.
Thank you, Revati. Thank you, Kaustubi, and thank you, Anu. I request Mr. Nachiketu Raut, officiating director of NIE-PMD, who's got a master level dissertations in PG students in speech, hearing, and MTech. He's got a lot of publications, 14 international publications, 9 publications, and 6 books received. And he's also an awardee of the Sushrut Award given by the Department of Science and Technology in the year 2011. And now he's at the moment is posted as the officiating director of NIE-PMD. I request Mr. Nachiketu Raut to kindly come over. To you, sir. Shankar, could you please?
Yeah, I think he is joining now. Sir, Nachiketa Rao, sir, can you please unmute your mic and can you start? Francis, can we move on to next one? Probably like again.
Hey, one minute. Somebody's coming by.
No, I'm just waiting for him. I'll just check up with him. Okay. Please continue the program.
Now we'll continue with the panelists. The panelists who have given their consent to address us today on various topics. Mr. Pangakuri, Ms. Pangakuri Borgian from NSDC, Anup Srivastava, CEO, SCPWD, and Mr. Hari Ramaswamy, who's an expert on inclusion in private sector, previously HR manager of Lemon Tree. We cordially thank you for giving your consent for this webinar and welcome you to the webinar. We will also welcome all the participants who are logged in here from training partners, NGOs, and other vocational training providers. I now request panelist Pangakuri from NSDC, who's an analyst standards and curriculums, Apprenticeship Division, National Skill Development Corporation. And prior to joining NSDC, she was working with National Skill Development Agency under Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship to kindly come online. She will be taking over as NAPS and inclusion, opportunities, advantages, and challenges. Ma'am, please come in.
Sure. Thank you, Francis, for the lovely introduction. I would request Nelson or Gis to kindly present these slides. And again, requesting all the participants to please mute your audios and videos. There are a lot of disturbances in the background.
Just kindly mute everybody, Jess.
Sorry, I'm calling names. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity and good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is keeping safe and healthy in this pandemic time, and which is very important actually. So going straight away to the apprenticeship program. So apprenticeship is definitely not a new word to us. It has started with an act which was established in 1961. Can you please go on to the next slide, please? Yeah, so the concept of apprenticeship is to bridge the gap between the demand and supply, which is there in the market. Like there is, on one hand, we have a lot of demand from the industries for for employable people. Sorry, again requesting everyone to please keep your mic in mute. Thank you again. So what I was saying that apprenticeship actually bridges the gap between the demand and supply. We have on one hand the industry which is ready to take on this skilled manpower, and on the other hand we have the youth which is educated or semi-educated, I would say, or they are skilled, but they have they do not have any. I'm so sorry again. I am hearing a lot of voice. Okay. So yeah, can we please move ahead to the next slide? So apprenticeship as a concept. So apprenticeship as a concept is very, very relevant for India, and it's fairly popular concept in the Western countries. So apprenticeship training actually consists of two components. One is the basic training, which consists about 20 to 25% of the entire curriculum. And the main part is the OJT, which is the on-the-job training, which is carried out in a employer premises. Basic training can be carried out in the industry shop floor itself, or it can be carried out in any training center or any institute for that matter. So it's like a classroom training you have, before sending the candidate to the on-the-job training for in the shop floor. So as I've already mentioned that it is a law which was established in 1961. The law says like any any industry which has employee strength of 3 and above is not 3 and below is not eligible to take on apprentices. However, for any company which are having
Sorry to interrupt. Can all the participants please mute? And please let Ms. Pankudi continue. Thank you.
Excuse me, I just have one suggestion. As a host, you have the option of muting all, and you can uncheck that other participants can unmute themselves. So if you do that, there would not be any disturbance. I request the host to mute all and then uncheck that participants can unmute themselves. I think that.
No, I have done that. I have already done that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. So I think even I was, muted and I could not, unmute myself. Okay, I think I'm audible to everyone now. Okay, so continuing with my presentation. So what I was saying that any company which is having 30 and above employee strength, they have to mandatorily engage apprentices, and the range is between 2.5% to 15% of the total employee strength. And of course, the employer also has to pay a minimum stipend to the apprentices during the apprenticeship training. To the next slide, please. Jace, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, thank you. The mandatory requirement for the minimum stipend rate is actually mentioned in the in the apprenticeship rules. So Apprenticeship Act has been again it was established in 1961, but there has been many amendments in the act and in the rules as well. The latest amendment was in 2019, where they have also introduced a minimum stipend, and before it was at par with the state wages, but now it is at par with the education qualification defined in the curriculum. For example, the school pass out, and you would know that apprentices has to be class 5 and above. So this is a minimum eligibility criteria to be an apprentice in any program, but totally depends on the education qualification mentioned in the curriculum. So anybody like who is class 5-9, minimum stipend is 5,000. Graduate level, they will be getting a 9,000 per month. So this is the range which has been defined in the apprenticeship rules. To the next slide, please. And also the skill certificate holder will also get the stipend as per the education qualification mentioned in this in the prescribed curriculum. And there has to be an increase of 10% and 15% of of the stipend in the consecutive years. And but again, to remind you, this is only the minimum stipend. The employer can pay beyond the minimum stipend as well. So as I was talking about the flexibility which which the act gives, you see the band now. Before, when the act was established 1961, there wasn't any band which was which was introduced, and it was the government used to prescribe the number of apprentices to be undertaken by any employer. But in 2014 amendment, there was a band which was introduced to 2.5% to 10% before, but in 19 it is also increased to 15%. So the current band is 2.5% to 15% of its workforce. Then there's a lot of flexibility which is introduced again by the act under and it is very very convenient because there's no physical movement of power. Everything is automated and it is on the portal. We have a unified portal called the DEPwD. So this also takes care of your designated. We had a different portal, a GOB portal, but which has been merged to become one unified portal. Last part is very interesting. I mean, full apprenticeship training, and it is made self-regulated. Now, how does the sector skill councils, who are the decision of apprentices, so that training can be accounted under the CSR fund. CSR component is a benefit to the as if it was not enough, government scheme called NAPS promotion scheme. So this is like an icing on the top, because icing on the cake, because it is the apprenticeship itself was made very flexible. Government produced the finance scheme where you have a of then the another part is sharing of 25% of the prescribed, and that is subject to a maximum of 1,500 rupees has been given or reimbursed to the employer by government. Next, please. This scheme was introduced in 2016 and successfully run as of now. So with this, the contracts are being generated internship retention rate. It is very very good while you engage in your apprentices. PSUs, state departments, productivity, and they will get a lot of job satisfaction and while you engage in the apprentices. And of course there is, yeah. Then I would want to put slides on the apprenticeship portal. How does it work? The next slide, please. And once you go to the portal, you will see all. I mean, they can actually for the candidacy, for the basic holders, returns, the claims, reimbursement, and of course all the other compliances which is required in the apprenticeship. Are outsourced partners, because a lot of the employers, they do not have that bandwidth, or they do not have the time to actually cater to the apprenticeship program, where they can hire, or they can engage with a TPA, and a TPA will do all of these work on behalf of the employer. Next slide. Few snapshot. Yeah, next. Few snapshot of testing so far. If we have definitely started way back in 1961, but optional trade ecosystem has only started in 2018, engaging apprentices, and the figure, the figure till July, I would say it is crossed around 1,000. Together we will have around 4 in the ecosystem. Next slide, please. And if you see, there are so we do I mean, daily monitoring and monthly reporting, and what we have seen, the trend is that there are the top 5 sectors which we can see are retail, sciences, tourism, and ITES. So these sectors have done fairly, which are top performing states. States are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Telangana. Maharashtra have a quota of 25%. So they have a special permission from the parliament, and they can engage in Maharashtra jurisdiction. But rest all the states are have the same limit as the center, which is 15%. So these are the few snapshot of the trend, the optional trades, and on entire ecosystem. Next slide, please. And few again glimpse of the employers which are working or which are engaging the apprentices largely. Like Aditya Birla Group, Retail, Future Retail, Spencer, Central. So I think this need not be explained. Next slide. So I would why the apprenticeship program is actually important, or why would we need apprenticeship program? Again, next slide, please. So they're done, and so when we are saying that it is very important and industry friendly and all of those things, it is not that we are saying on our own, because there are studies where ILO has, for example, so this is a slide which is done in several other countries, and they have said that the in Netherlands, the unemployment rates of graduates is more, and apprentices say the positive return on investment you can see is found that they invest $36 of investment. What productivity goes up, your motivation goes up, your retention rate it goes up, and competitiveness also increases. It's like a very win-win situation. Next slide. So, and like similarly, we can take on few examples from different again from different ecosystems. Like we have an example of Airbus, which is a very popular organization in UK. They have around 70% of the senior managers who have started their career as apprentices. Similarly, Food World, Bengaluru, then Lemon Tree, Gurgaon, Doctors Reddy's Lab. So if you see, I think the slide itself speaks about it, that your productivity increases by 80% in Food World. And in Lemon Tree, they have reported that in second year and third year, it was 40% and 60%. The productivity has increased. So, reported that the benefit cost per apprentice stood at 50%. Next slide, please. Then we have done a study with DEPwD and Dalberg with NSDC for about 100 companies, and they have also given a very positive feedback on the overall benefits of the apprenticeship. They see a net positive value in apprenticeship. 57 of the enterprises, they see long-term benefits in apprentices. Our attractive range from 1.3 to 1.9 times. Then 20 to 50% of absorption rates of apprentices, they have resulted in saving costs of hiring full-time equivalent. And 62 as reached the desired productivity levels halfway during their apprenticeship training itself. So I think this is a very positive connotation which we can present to the industries. Next slide, please. So I think this benefit, I think, speaks about the whole apprenticeship program. And next slide. But slide, I would just like to reflect upon how it is a very cost-effective program. Just can you go to the next slide? The slide is not moving.
I think there's still a delay.
It's not yet moving, but yeah, thank you. So here is a very small example, like, if we engage, say, a graduate apprentice for a graduate of 1,000 rupees. So we have just done a fair calculation of like a comparison between a normal scenario where you engage a normal employee, and versus you engage an apprentice under the program. So here in a normal scenario, you will have to give him, say, 10,000 rupees of salary, and here you are giving 9,000 rupees of stipend. Here you have to give the other allowances for a normal employee, where it comes to red, whereas it's still.
So they will be able to lead a life of dignity in the mainstream society, to contribute to the 2.68 crore population coming forward and contribute to the economy of the country. With this in view, in 2015, when the National Policy on Skill Development and Entrepreneurship was reviewed, it was decided to create a separate skill council for persons with disability. That is how we came into being in October 2015. We started our journey, which was not traveled earlier, a sector-specific skill council, which had its blueprint laid down. We had to create all this afresh ab initio, and we were a horizontal skill council, which was a multi-sector skill council. Persons with disability can work in any sector. We focus mainly on 5 issues. The first is, what is the job that a person with a specific disability should be doing? Where he